Welcome, my loves, to Empress Goddess Presents. I'm your girl, Empress Goddess, the Georgia Peach, the head Capricorn, the gorgeous goat. We're just gonna dive into it, my loves. Y'all know you never know what you're gonna get over here.
Well, we better get what we need. Now, Michael Moore was looking at Django. And Michael Moore took a position that Americans are afraid. What are you afraid of? It's like a sinner always hearing the footsteps of the police behind them. So they're always looking over their shoulder. No slave master can be comfortable with an awakening slave. No slave master can rest easy because the slave now is becoming a problem in America. No jobs, no money. So you deal drugs to him, you deal guns to him. So he's a killer already, but he's insane in his killing. So Django Unchained might give direction to the bullets. Remember our mayor, he didn't tell them to stop shooting. He told them shoot straight because you're killing innocent children. And the alderman that I sat with said, as long as our murder and drugs and gang violence was contained and did not ill affect the broader community, they didn't really care if it went on. Well, after 9/11, America needs something else now, because the guns of the militia may be directed at the government, but they're afraid of the rise of black men and women. So to me, when I saw the movie and came out, Sister Karima said a white lady came out in front of me with her husband, and she said to him, I won't be able to eat tonight. See? Now multiply that by the tens of thousands and the millions that will see the movie that are white. And multiply that by the tens of thousands of blacks that will see the movie and be encouraged to do what? Then the guns. 350 million of them turn. Seemed to me that the message in that movie was to stir white people to the nature of murder and stir black people to be unchained, awake, and deadly. It's a prescription, in my judgment, for race war. And if that is what is being planned by those who guide sheep-like people, I want to warn you, you're really planning the death of America as a nation under the wrath of God, for the black man is no longer forsaken. I took time to answer that question because it was loaded with so much. I'll try to be shorter in some of my next responses.
Brother Minister, please, we really want you to continue to give such great analysis, insight that you are doing. I wanted to continue in a different way, but kind of on the same thing. You mentioned guns, which of course is related to violence. We are seeing now the fratricidal violence in the black community. We are seeing instances, for example, in the killing of Trayvon Martin, Travis Carter handcuffed in a police car that many feel was the targeting of black males. Then you have the 20 children shot to death in Newtown, Connecticut, and 6 adults killed as well. These incidents of violence, are they different? Are they related? What do you see happening?
I see the society spinning out of control. You look in Greece, austerity measures, violence. You look in Spain, violence. You look in Italy, violence. You look in France and in the United Kingdom, violence. As the economy of the Western world begins to implode and collapse, and people that have been used to getting the finer things in life cannot get them anymore, then you will find people becoming more and more angry with their governments, more and more desperate, and then you'll find the tendency toward revolt, revolution, anarchy. So that's what I see happening. But what we just witnessed last night, what was going on in the U.S. Senate, and what was going on and will be going on in the House of Representatives, giving us a 2-month breather to continue madness. Those innocent children that were shot down in Newtown, the murderers of the children are in Congress right now. Why do I say murderers of a new generation of babies? Because if America and the leaders are too weak and cowardly to do what is necessary, then kicking the can down the road is sentencing babies in the future to the same violent death that we saw in Newtown. Either the president and the Congress must take on what is necessary to solve the problem. And the number one word is not just cutting the debt or cutting spending, raising taxes. The number one thing is, what are the American people ready to sacrifice in order to free future generations of what is going on now and will get worse in 2013? A culture of violence that will explode more in 2013 than in 2012, we're sorry to say.
Brother Minister, thank you. I would like to come back to a political question a little later, but at this point, I'd like to go to Brother Shad Muhammad, our assistant editor, and have him put some questions to you.
Thank you, Brother Richard. Brother Minister, over the past year and a half, you've been particularly effective interacting with the youth via social networking, answering hundreds of questions submitted via your popular Twitter feed, and you've also spoken on numerous college campuses across the United States. Do you plan to continue and expand that outreach in the upcoming year? And secondly, what are the keys to survival for our young college students and the struggling historically Black colleges and universities?
I definitely plan, as long as God gives me life, to continue to speak to our young people in the colleges, the universities, and in the streets. And I want to continue, or we want to continue to encourage leaders and pastors that the church, the mosque, the synagogue is where those who believe they're saved are. The unsaved are in the streets. So our work is not in the mosque, it's not in the synagogue, it's not in the church, it's in the streets where the problems are. Now, the historically black colleges are suffering. They were the bedrock of the production of strong leadership in the 60s for the civil rights movement. Many of those who were the spark plugs of what happened in the 60s, their brilliance is in academia now. So the poetry of Hakeem Adabuti, the poetry of my sister that's in Virginia Tech, Nikki Giovanni, the poetry of Sonia Sanchez. These are gifted, scholarly lovers of our people. They're doing a great job where they are because they're teaching young people.
If they can destroy my credibility, as they did Martin Luther King first, take him down in the eyes of his people and then assassinate him. I don't believe that America is beyond that. I believe it's being discussed right now in the White House. I believe it's being discussed by certain members of Congress. How are you going to deal with Farrakhan? Yes, I presented you with a dilemma, but I'm warning America. I'm not Martin Luther King. I'm not Malcolm X. I'm in a little different time frame. And I think you would be wise to see if God is with me. And if God is with me, you would be well to leave me alone.
Whether he must now register as a foreign agent.
For me to register as a foreign agent is to give America control over what I say. And that's what America wants, is control over what I say. In the foreign agent law, you can't influence public opinion. That's my business, to influence public opinion, especially when liars are deceiving the American people. So no, I will never register as a foreign agent because I'm not that.
Farrakhan says he does not worry about what the government thinks of his traveling to Tehran, where he spoke to millions of Iranians celebrating the 17th anniversary of the Islamic Revolution, an uprising that led to the taking of the U.S. hostages, or about his much publicized visit to Baghdad to confer with Iraq's Saddam Hussein.
You go to Nigeria, which is, if not the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is, it could be the most corrupt nation in the world, Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, and now, Mr. Wallace.
It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? 35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now, here's America, 226 years old. You love democracy, but there in Africa, you're trying to force these people into a system of government that you just have accepted. 30 years ago, black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut. Wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings? Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak, because I don't have that blood on my hand. Yes, there's corruption there. Yes, there's mismanagement of resources. Yes, there is abuse. There's abuse in every nation on earth, including this one. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking the question, and I got an answer.
Why would you put it as the most corrupt regime in the world? That doesn't make sense.
Can you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one. Yes, you've done a hell of a thing on this earth, so you should not be the one to talk. You should be quiet when it comes to moral condemnation. In my judgment. Because I appear to be interfering with America's foreign policy objectives in Africa and in the Middle East, they want me kind of silenced or muzzled. And if they can destroy my credibility, as they did Martin Luther King first, take him down in the eyes of his people and then assassinate him. I don't believe that America is beyond that. I believe it's being discussed right now in the White House. I believe it's being discussed by certain members of Congress. How are you going to deal with Farrakhan? Yes, I presented you with a dilemma, but I'm warning America. I'm not Martin Luther King. I'm not Malcolm X. I'm in a little different time frame. And I think you would be wise to see if God is with me. And if God is with me, you would be well to leave me alone.
You don't trust the media. You've said so. You don't trust whites. You've said so. You don't trust Jews. You've said so. Well, here I am, white, Jewish, and a reporter. So why in the world did you trust me enough to sit down to talk to me this way, Minister Farrakhan?
Let me say this. I would not say that all whites and all Jews and all media are untrustworthy. That is not a fair characterization of my
That's
thinking.
the perception of a lot of people in America.
Perception is not necessarily reality.
It's bound to be perceived as anti-Semitic, and you know it, and you do it over and over again.
I quoted, the synagogue of Satan is part of a scripture in the book of Revelations, the 2nd chapter and the 3rd chapter. It says, and I quote, those who say they are Jews and are not, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
The people you're talking to there, the people who saw that on television, they aren't students of the Bible as you are. They don't know the scripture as you do. What they hear, what I heard, was overtones of absolute, you were sticking it to the Jews once again.
In reality, Mr. Wallace, you know, I've heard whites and Jews say they're good and bad in every race.
Yeah.
And if they're good and bad in every race, does that not apply to Jews? Are they good Jews? And are there bad Jews? And if there are good Jews, what constitutes a good Jew?
Give me a list of a half a dozen good Jews.
No. Only God knows who the good are. There are good appearing Muslims. There are good appearing Christians. There are good appearing Jews. But God knows who is good. And so the good are those who live by the standard that makes you a Jew. Once you deviate from that standard, you're not a Jew anymore, from my vantage point.
Have you talked about bad Muslims?
Of course.
Who?
There are bad Muslims. There are Muslims who deviate from the path of God. I'm not anti-Semitic. I do not hate Jews. I want this to be very clear. I do not hate Jews. I do not hate people because their skin is white. What I hate is evil and injustice and exploitation, whether a black does it, whether a white does it, whether a Jew, a Muslim, or a Christian does it.
And Farrakhan, despite all his past rhetoric, now says he wants to make a genuine effort at reconciliation with the Jewish community in America.
I am willing to visit the board of rabbis in any city in America, sit down and talk with those scholars of Judaism. I am willing to visit a synagogue and speak to the Jewish people, because I do not want Jewish children to believe that they have somebody who, if he comes into great power, will put them in ovens. I don't want that for my children. I don't want that for your children. And if we don't want that for our children, then the question is, what are we willing to do today to stave off any ugly future?
Have you made that kind of a suggestion before, Minister Farrakhan?
Yes, I have.
And what has been the response?
Well, there are always preconditions. Well, Farrakhan, if you tone down your rhetoric...
Well, you sure haven't toned down your rhetoric.
You know, I can't tone down what I believe to be true. And if it's truth, and if I'm in error, how am I going to know that? Unless there's a dialogue. And you say, no, Farrakhan, here's the truth. And if you can show me that I love truth, and I hope that I'm humble enough to be open enough to see the truth if you show it to me.
My Jewish friends will say, Wallace, come on, we've heard all this before. He's not to be trusted. You know that.
Well, that's on both sides.
I know it.
That's on both sides. I could say, well, we've heard that before too, of reconciliation. Look at the Indians, look at all the treaties that were signed, and look at where they are. So let's not talk about trust, because I really don't think that you've earned trust. But we can earn it together, but time is running out on all of us. And I think if we're going to make that move, why not? Let's make it now.
Black leaders, I knew many, speaking out, Malcolm X. I knew Malcolm X. I knew his stridency, and I knew Martin Luther King very well, but they didn't start on a discord. You seem to start on a discord. Why?
I beg your pardon.
You don't think so?
No, of course. There was discord with Malcolm. There was discord with Martin. There was discord with W.E.B. Du Bois. Everybody that attempts to tackle the problems between black and white don't start peacefully. They start with the discord, trying to produce harmony.
Then maybe the anti-Semitism got off on the wrong run. Or the right, was it your intention? How did that start?
It started with my trying to protect Jesse Jackson after 100 real threats were against his life. And I decided I wanted to dialogue with Jews, because I felt that Jews, through the Anti-Defamation League, were sending certain information to the media negative about Reverend Jackson, and it could have created an atmosphere into which the brother could have been assassinated. I did not want to see another Martin Luther King, and so I stood up and asked for the dialogue. And as a result of that, I was called a Black Hitler. I took umbrage at that remark, and then the roller coaster ride began.
And once on, keeps rolling, or kept rolling.
We hope that the Jews of goodwill, as some of them have been sitting down with us, we will sit down with them and continue the process of dialogue.
As a minister of the faith, you would love all people, would you not?
As a minister of faith, you would love to love all people. But the scripture says you can't serve two masters. You have to love one and hate the other. You can't serve God and mammon too. One has to be worthy of love. And to be worthy of love and to engender love is to obey the will of God, and that is what produces love in us for one another.
Does your faith believe that all people are created equal?
When you say created equal, what do you mean, sir?
That all babies are equal under the law, that they are entitled to health and good fellowship, that they are entitled to love and good feelings, that they are entitled to a life that is their own. White, black,
of course,
yellow.
All babies are born equal. The process is equal.
And their
mothers carry them 9 months with fainting and pain, and the pain for a white woman, a black woman, a brown woman, they're all the same. However, what stimulus goes into the makeup of that white child, that black child, that brown child after the child is born? What kind of environment will these children grow up into? And according to what we are hearing and reading, the black child is put into an environment that sentences the black child to a ghetto life. And they are saying, according to their statistics, that blacks will never, at the present rate, reach parity with whites.
Now, do you feel the same about Jews who had that ghetto life in England, Irish who had potato and famine in Ireland, Chinese with too many in the families and hardship in China? Do you feel the same about them?
They used a certain law and principle to lift themselves from their condition, and we applaud that. We can't say that the Jews are suffering in America, not in Mexico, not in England, not in France. Nowhere where Jews are today, except in Russia, do we find Jews suffering. But black folk in America, blacks in the Caribbean, blacks in Africa are suffering. And we need to understand the principles that others have used and use those same principles to get ourselves up out of this condition.
Why should there be any discord between Jews and blacks, since both have seen prejudice face up through a lot of their lives, and they've always been intersupportive of each other? Jews were major supporters of the civil rights movement.
As long as our interests converge, blacks and Jews always have worked together.
Always.
But when the interests of blacks and Jews were diametrically opposed, Jews followed their self-interest.
Example.
And of course, in the Baki decision, Jews did not follow the thinking of blacks in the Baki decision.
Many Jews supported that.
Well,
support, you mean affirmative action?
The quotas. Jews have always fought against quotas. Blacks wanted quotas. So whenever our interests didn't converge, we followed our self-interest.
But there were some political differences. They weren't racial differences. Those weren't Jews saying we may have a difference of quota, therefore I hate blacks.
Well,
they weren't. Right. So then why should there be any discord between the Jew and the black?
Well, look, the relationship between blacks and Jews is not the best relationship. It has not been. Otherwise, blacks and Jews would not be meeting around the nation trying to find out what went wrong with the relationship. Louis Farrakhan did not end the relationship between blacks and Jews, but after the death of Martin Luther King and the breakup of the civil rights movement, many Jews who were the strong supporters of the civil rights movement and civil rights organizations began to follow their own concerns, and the civil rights organizations began to die from lack of attention, lack of support from within. And so after Farrakhan began to speak and we got into the black Jewish controversy, then the Jews began to come back to blacks to sit down and dialogue to say,
you think you've inspired a reunity?
I think we've inspired a dialogue, and that is good. We're not against blacks and Jews having a relationship, but what we want is a new relationship, not a relationship structured on a master-slave kind of relationship. We want a relationship structured on equity and justice based on mutual respect.
What did you think of what happened in Israel today? They overthrew the conservative government, overthrew peacefully in the Knesset, and installed the more liberal who are looking to sit down with the Palestinians.
Well, I think it may be a step in the right direction. I was shocked to see the other day that Mr. Baker was there and there were signs out calling Mr. Baker an anti-Semite. And of course, it reminded me of picket signs around my venues wherever I go to speak. And since Mandela has embraced Arafat, there are those that are calling Mandela anti-Semitic. And I think that what those Jewish leaders need to do, we really need to be careful of how we use words, because anti-Semitic today means if you're critical of Israel, you become an anti-Semite. And in today's paper, here is a brilliant Jewish writer who called Zionism actually Satanism. I can't recall his name, but it's in the Chicago Sun-Times today.
They debate it all the time. They threw out the leadership today and put in a new one.
And again, in the paper today, it said that, of course, Israel has no state religion. So Judaism is not the state religion of Israel. Coming right back to what I said 5 years ago when they criticized me saying I was talking about Judaism. I never mentioned Judaism, and now today they're saying Judaism is not the state religion of Israel. I think so Farrakhan is really not an anti-Semite.
We might clear it up with a simple question.
Sure.
How do you feel about Jews?
Now, you know, there are many Jews that I admire and greatly respect. Jews have done marvelously well coming from the conditions that they've come from. My problem is not with the Jews that have done marvelously well and are moral and righteous. Our problem is with those who feel somehow threatened by Louis Farrakhan, by a black man who is not controlled by white people, who speaks the truth as he sees it and believes it for the good of our people.
You could say that about Chinese and Irish and Italian people. You like those who have done very well and are maybe angry with those.
Of course.
So what is the separate? Why do Jews keep coming up in the dialogue?
I think it's because if I make a statement or someone asks a question and I answer about Jews, then the Jews become the whole topic. We're here talking about a most serious problem, not the problem with Jews, because Jews are doing fine in America. But here you have 30 to 40 million black people who are called the permanent underclass and who have become the Achilles heel of this nation. And I'm afraid if sincere and serious people don't sit down to map out a just solution to this problem, America might go the way of ancient Egypt, Babylon, and all of those other countries who did not address the problem.
Is there a revolution?
It could be.
Let's take some calls for Louis Farrakhan. Los Angeles, hello.
Yes, Mr. Farrakhan, my question is to you. Why do you feel that blacks are the superior race?
On the contrary, blacks in America have been in quite an inferior position and condition, and we remain that way today. But what you think as a superior is that your own scholars admit that white people come from black people. And that means that if we can produce you and you cannot produce us, then genetically we are superior in that we are your producer, not you
White
ours.
people come from black people?
Oh, yes, sir. We are your father and your mother, and that is a fact.
And where do black people come from?
We come from the originator of the heavens and the earth.
Who is black?
Huh?
He is black, or she is black.
Oh, I don't say the color of the originator.
Well, why would color make any difference anyway?
Well, you all have made it a difference. It didn't make a difference until white folk made it a difference.
Carrie, South Carolina, hello.
Yes, Mr. Farrakhan, will you take back your comments and refute that Judaism is a gutter religion?
I never said that. I never said Judaism was a gutter religion. I said that the practice of Israel was dirty toward the Palestinians. And it remains that way today.
That was a political statement about the actions of a government.
That's right.
Not about a people.
That's right.
And what did you say about Hitler so we could clear that? You did not call him a great man?
Yes, I did.
Call him it.
I said Hitler was great, but I said he was wickedly great. Now, white people who study the dictionary, after all, English is not my language. You all taught me English, and you know that great is an adjective. It does not necessarily mean good, except in a colloquial sense. They had a great earthquake down in Mexico in 1985, 8.1 on the Richter scale. It's called great, but it wasn't good.
The devil is great.
Yes, but not good.
We'll be right back with Minister Louis Farrakhan. Minister Farrakhan, do you still favor a separate black state?
I think that blacks are already separate, and the condition is so terrible that the Kerner Commission said that if by 1985 meaningful integration had not come about, and in the cities there was approximately 21.5 million people, which they projected it would be, that integration would be totally impossible. And now what the Kerner Commission predicted has come to pass. There are over 21 million blacks in the ghettos. We are poorer, sicker, dying, and destroyed with drugs and crime. So there are only two alternatives. How is America going to deal with blacks since we can't now be integrated? Either we are separated or annihilated. And the annihilation part is a very dangerous probability. I think we ought to talk about separation.
You don't think it's a concentrated effort to annihilate people?
According to the scriptures, and being Jewish, you know that Pharaoh had a plan against the children of Israel because they were multiplying, and he feared that they might join on to an enemy and come against him. So he said, let's deal wisely with them. And so they came up with a plan to kill all boy babies and spare the female. Now that was the Pharaoh of that day. And what we're looking at in America today is the destruction of the black male, the sparing of the female, but the destruction of the black
by
male.
whom? Who's the Pharaoh?
I think Mr. Bush is sitting in that seat.
You think Bush is today's Pharaoh?
Oh, yes.
By design?
What do you mean by design?
As that Pharaoh did it.
He was voted into office. He's sitting in that seat.
Charlotte, North Carolina, hello.
Yes, sir. It's apparent, I think, that the drug problem is becoming more of a black problem. And I assume you feel that white people are to blame for this. Shouldn't you in fact be blaming the black and brown people all over the world who are growing drugs and exporting them to this country? Aren't they the ones who are really to blame and not white people for the problem of black people and their incredible dependence and violence concerning drugs?
Thank you for your question. If you study the history, sir, the Dutch East India Company raised the poppies in India, and the Americans and others helped to transport those drugs into China in the Opium War. America has been using drugs for a long, long time as a political weapon. And in the black community, drugs has always been used in our community. And we don't bring the drugs in. We don't manufacture the drugs. We don't grow the drugs. 80% of the chemicals used to make the crack are from the United States. They're shipped down into South America and then shipped back into this community. And I think you're wrong, sir. There are between 76 and 87% of the drugs now used in America are used by white people. So you have a very real drug problem, not only in the black community, but it has become the scourge of this nation.
We go to Tidewater, Virginia. Hello.
Louis, your credentials as a peacemaker are not very good in view of the strife and division that you created in your own black Muslim community. I understand that your group is much smaller than the group headed by the son of Elijah Muhammad, whom you split away from. If you can't promote unity among your own fellow black Muslims, how are you going to promote it among Christians and Jews?
I got to take a break at 30 seconds.
I've got to say that's a very hypocritical thing. Martin Luther pulled away from the Catholic Church, and they pulled away from the Greek Church, and you all have been pulling away from each other for years. How dare you, in that hypocritical way, say that we can't have honest differences? Imam Wadifuddin and I have an honest difference, but we are brothers, and we respect each other.
Let's take a break.
That's more than I can say for you.
Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Hello.
Good evening, Larry. And my question to Mr. Farrakhan is, what advice would he give the thousands of white Americans like myself who have been discriminated against because of affirmative action?
You know, anytime someone has helped to build your country and has been set at naught, worked for 300 years for no pay, and actually became voluntary servants after they were so-called set free. And here's a present generation of whites who really don't know what happened to us and why we have suffered as we've suffered, but you are not willing to suffer one little bit of privation to see a segment of what you call your own American citizenry come up to par. And that's why we say separation is the answer, because it appears that we will never reconcile our differences as long as you don't want any pain, but you've accepted all that our slave labor has caused you to have. I consider myself a man that is passionately concerned for the pain and suffering of my people. I don't consider that racism. nor would I condone putting another human being at a disadvantage to make my people advantage.
Wilbur in Massachusetts, hello.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the guest thinks about the origin of the AIDS virus. Does he think that it was here all the time, but does he think it was created by the defense industry and was, as the Washington Post reported about 2 years ago in February, created by the defense
AIDS?
I do feel, according to what I have read, that it is a manufactured virus. It's not a natural virus. I don't know who, but in an article that's called Who, it says it was manufactured by the World Health Organization right out here in Virginia.
For what purpose?
For the purpose of decimating human beings. And we blacks suffer from this AIDS virus more than anyone else.
Last call, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Hello.
Hi, I would like to ask your guest tonight why it is that he compares his people to the Jews. When the Jews were in the ghettos, they climbed their way out, and now they're integrated into society, although they had prejudice against them.
And we covered that earlier. Of course,
well, you know, the Jews climbed their way out. First of all, you've had Moses and all of the prophets. You have an advantage. You have divine guidance. You're looking at a people who were stripped of everything of our own that ties us to our own kith and kin in Africa. And then for 300 years, we're denied the human right to know, to read, to write, to learn. And 100 years ago, you let us go and we became Christians and you educated us, but you never allowed us to get the knowledge of ourselves where we could do for ourselves what the Jews did for themselves. And now that I'm here as a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to give that kind of knowledge, you paint me as everything evil. Why? Because you're afraid that black folk will come together and do for themselves what you have done for yours, and you might lose a slave.
Thank you.
Minister Farrakhan, let's begin by talking about the record. You've often referred to white people as devils. You've said many things, some of which we've just seen, which people don't like. And why shouldn't white America be just scared to death of you?
If we are afraid of truth or afraid of justice, then one would be afraid of one who speaks truth and cries out for justice. But if one seeks honest solutions to real problems and will find that solution in the truth, then there is no need to fear a man who speaks the truth and condemns that which is unjust and wicked.
But what about the language? Are you telling me the truth is that we whites are devils?
What is your definition, sir, of a devil?
What is yours?
I would say that a devil is a wicked person. And I don't think that whites in their relationships with blacks and dark people around the world have been good or saintly. Would you think so?
Do you think that white America is trying to practice genocide on black people?
If we examine the record of Mr. Donaldson, we see that whites in their interaction with dark people throughout the world have practiced a form of genocide. And this is why there were millions of Indians in America when whites came, and now there are just about 2 million left. There were millions of Indians in the Caribbean, and they're gone. And there were millions in South America, and they are going. And the Maori people in New Zealand, the Aborigines in Australia are gone. And so we see a useless population of millions of black people unemployed and unemployable. And America that has not taken kindly to persons who are useless, we believe is practicing a form of genocide on the masses of our people.
Do I take it, Minister Farrakhan, you don't believe in integration of the races? You really want separatism?
The religion of Islam teaches us that all human beings can get along well if we accept the principles and the practice of brotherhood. That has not been the case. The Kerner Commission in 1967 or 68 said that there are two Americas, one black, one white, separate and unequal. In 1988, the Kerner Commission looked back at the horrendous situation and said, not only is America separate and unequal, but the conditions are worse 20 years later. So it's not that I don't believe in integration. I do not believe that white America believes in integration.
You have said, a few years ago that you wanted a place within America for black people. But your most recent statement is that you think black people ought to receive reparations and perhaps go to Africa, to a place there. I have two questions. How much reparation from the U.S. government? Who should pay for them? And what place in Africa?
If we want to solve the problem, Mr. Donaldson, we must recognize that there are millions of black people today who are suffering in America, and no one has come up with a solution to this problem. And yet, black people who have built this country, whose fathers' sweat and blood built the economy of the early America, and we who have fought, bled, and died in every theater of war that America has had. We helped America to rebuild Germany after World War II. Germany's rebuilt, Japan is rebuilt. Blacks are still in a terrible condition.
But I can see that, Minister Farrakhan, that you have helped build America, but so have Irish people who came here, Italians, many people from many lands.
Yes.
You seem to say that blacks ought to receive money from the U.S. government. Reparations. How much?
If the American government sees that there is justice in giving to the Japanese reparations for 4 years in the concentration camps and the confiscation of their goods and property, what about black people who were brought to America, not on the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, or the Mayflower, but in the holds of ships, whose fathers worked for 300 years for no pay?
But what I'm asking you is how much? Tell us how much.
Well, I can't say in terms of dollars at this point how much, but if the government is willing to sit down and take account of what is owed black people, why should we live in substandard housing? Why should we be on welfare?
Anyone?
Yes, but why should we, who helped build the country, live in that condition? We're not asking for welfare. Give to black people what you owe us and let us make a future for ourselves.
You see, if I may, what I'm hearing, and I think what many whites are hearing, is not that people who built America should share in its prosperity, and people who don't have adequate housing should have adequate housing. But you keep talking about blacks should have it. Blacks should have it. That's divisive, isn't it?
I doubt that very seriously. I think that the world will admit that just the other day, the facts were brought out that 25% of young black men are either in prison, on parole, or under court supervision. You have another infant mortality rate that is so sickening that they feel if it continues, we will lose another whole generation. Our people are dying with 60,000 excess deaths over the natural normal death rate. My point is,
whites are responsible for this?
Blacks are dying like this, and I represent the suffering of black people, why should that offend white people who have spokespersons for Italians, for Irish, for Jews? Why should anybody be upset that I speak for the hurt of my own people?
You believe that George Bush, the President of the United States, wants to have you killed. Why?
I believe that Mr. Bush, in his own words, sir, speaking before the Simon Wiesenthal Center in Los Angeles 1 week before he was elected president, said that he's going to continue funding the Justice Department in their vigorous investigation and prosecution of anti-Semites, whether they wear brown shirts, white shirts, and bow ties, whether they live in Skokie, Chicago, or Brooklyn. The villain is the same. I'm sure when he spoke about white shirts and bow ties, he wasn't speaking about Senator Simon. He was, by inference, referring to Louis Farrakhan.
So you draw the inference he was referring to you, and then you make the leap that he wants to have you killed?
Sir, we just talked about death squad from South Africa.
You quoted the president accurately. He said he wanted to fight hate groups and anti-Semites. You said you're not an anti-Semite. How could he be referring to you?
The president, Bush, when he was vice president, spoke against me as an anti-Semite. The U.S. Senate, no black people.
What was that quotation?
That no place in America is there for anti-Semites, bigots,
but you say you're not a racist and anti-Semite.
This country was founded on bigotry, racism, and anti-Semitism.
Mr. Minister, I'm confused. You have insisted tonight you are not a bigot, you're not a racist, you're not an anti-Semite. But then you say because the President of the United States complains about racists and anti-Semites, he's talking about you.
Sir, in your piece,
and he wants to kill you.
In your piece that you just showed, the death squads in South Africa, in a racist regime, have come against those who preach against apartheid. It is no accident that Martin Luther King was assassinated and the government of the United States had his rooms bugged, followed him about, tried to discredit him. It is not an accident that the counterintelligence program of the United States government under J. Edgar Hoover was a program designed to keep any black leader from properly addressing the concerns of our people, even to the point of assassination. And it is not an accident that the CIA planned and carried out the murder of several heads of state in the world. So let us not say that Mr. Bush and the government of the United States is opposed to getting rid of what they perceive as a threat. Right now, the government of the United States planned the murder of Muammar Gaddafi. That was the most expensive assassination attempt in the history of the world. And I'm sure, sir, the bombing of the PDF headquarters in Panama was a murder attempt against Noriega. And unfortunately for them, they missed. And now Mr. Noriega is in America as an embarrassment to the Bush administration.
Let me ask you about your future plans. Do you plan to run for political office in this country?
Never.
Do you plan to support people who do?
I most certainly do intend to support those who advocate those positions that will bring more justice, more equity, and a balanced distribution of the wealth of America to those poor and suffering.
Let me ask you about Reverend Jackson. You supported him in '84, but in 1987 you said you would not publicly support him because I guess you feared that you'd be an embarrassment to him? Or why? What about '92? If he runs, will you support him?
I can't say. That's a long way off, and Mr. Jackson has not said yet that he would run. But
do you think you would be an embarrassment to him?
If he perceived it that way, and as long as there are programs like this, Mr. Donaldson, which will allow me a fair hearing before the American people, I believe that the American people will not see me as an embarrassment. They'll see me as a man who speaks the truth and has suffered on account of it.
I would just like to say that I am terrified that even you, someone who's obviously educated, has given up hope completely. Like when you call upon us, you say white folk, you say black people, Jewish people. Why can't we come together? We obviously can come together. We just have to. We just have to find a way to do it.
The desire is good, but the reality is the total opposite of your desire. And unfortunately, as a young lady, you are not in the position of power to make the decisions to make America work. May I, as an audience of intelligent people, I would like to just take a moment to say to you that I really don't think you fully understand what has happened to these people that you look at as second class or inferior citizens in this nation. Black people who were brought to this country were stripped of their names, language, culture, religion, God, and taken totally away from the history of themselves. Here are 30 million people who don't wear their own names. They wear your names. Who don't speak their own language. They speak English, which is not their language. They never were allowed their own cultural expression of Africa. Don't you realize that when you turn a people upside down and inside out, then sell them not for a day, not for a year, but for 300 years and deny us the human right to know, to read a book, to learn, to understand. And then after 300 years of that, you allow us into the church. But by that time, you painted Jesus white, God white, the angels white. And then all these black people have been subjected to a form of white supremacy, which produces in the reverse a black inferiority. And this is fulfilling what Jesus said, as a man thinketh, so is he. And as long as our people think the way they think, we will never be able to do what we as a people should do to correct our condition.
But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
May I respond? May I respond, please? The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See, and what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your father what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Are you there, caller?
Yes.
Thank you for waiting. I'm sorry it took us a while to get you, but go ahead. I know you'll be brief.
I'm a white American born into poverty, and I overcame it. You know, the opportunities are here in America, and why can't we just start now? We hear all this violence. Why can't we just talk in a positive way and go forward instead of remembering all these things that are in the past that are negative? They were not good for black, for white.
Yes, Mr. Farrakhan commenting.
According to the State of Black America by the Urban League, if we started right now, they said, we could never close the gap to black poverty and white poverty. She said, let us start right now. Let's forget the past. Notice this. When Jewish people remember the Holocaust and want the world to remember the Holocaust. Wait. Why do you want the world to remember? Because if the world does not remember, it is likely to repeat itself. And Jewish persons who suffered from the Holocaust want the world to remember this because the world turned its back while Jews were put in ovens. I, as a black person, want my people to remember what we have suffered and what we continue to suffer so that we will say like the Jews, never again. Never again.
Okay, I've been listening in this corner right here, and I've heard a whole lot of negative things from the white people here. When you were trying to explain yourself, the white people don't want to hear you explain yourself. They drown you out. They start already trying to drown you out and talk over you. There's a certain amount of white arrogance here, and they don't want to listen to what black people are saying. They don't understand because they don't want to understand. I've heard a woman here say, go back to Africa. Somebody said, we have a black holiday. What does that mean? So what does that mean? He did not say that. He said we have a choice. What some of us can go and some of us can stay. But there's no understanding in here. People are just trying to talk.
To those arrogant persons. You know, you tell us, go back. Please remember where you came from. And when you want to relegate somebody to a specific place, just remember what your origin is in this world. Please, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But I want you to understand that you, wherever you are on the earth, you're not a native anywhere. You came there and took it from the native people who are there. So please don't talk about going back, because if others talk to you about that, where would you go? Yes. If you could just calm the emotion, the fears, and listen to a word that can uplift not only black, but it can uplift your people as well. Maybe we could solve the drug problem in the United States. Then you look at a religion, Christianity. I'm not saying the teachings of Jesus now, but I'm talking about the way Christianity has been used. I was talking to a Catholic priest a few weeks ago, telling him how black folk were taught that our blackness is something of a divine curse, that we are the children of Ham. And Ham was one of the sons of Noah who mocked Noah in his drunkenness, and Noah cursed him. And of course, he was doomed from that point to be a hewer of wood and a drawer of water. And so today, black folk think of themselves in a servitude posture. Black folk think of the color of their skin as a curse. They think of the texture of their hair as something terrible, the thickness of our lips or the shape of our noses. This is not because we desire to think this way, but we live in America where white standards of beauty have been imposed upon us. Now, how do you break this? By telling the truth. The truth is, black people have a beauty that is ours. It is uniquely ours. You have your beauty as white people. As you learn to appreciate yourself and we learn to appreciate ourselves, then maybe we can appreciate one another. But truth has to be told. The truth is, according to your own scholars, your own scientists, Mendel said, black skin is dominant. White skin is recessive. Dark eyes are dominant. Light eyes are recessive. Mendel said you can get the recessive from the dominant, but you can't get the dominant from the recessive. That's Mendel. Dr. Leakey was looking for the origin of human beings. He went to Europe, but he didn't stay there long. He kept right on moving, and he found the origin of man in Africa. Now some of your scholars of genetics have taken the DNA and have traced the origin of human beings back to the black woman. Look, we are the father of all human beings. Tell it from the mountain, the black people are the original people of the earth. That doesn't make us better, but it says we are your father. We are your mother, and you should honor your father and mother that your days may be long.
And we'll be back, Professor Mo. Farrakhan, who sounded awful close to William Shockley on the last answer.
But William Shockley was telling a falsehood while we are telling a manifest truth. And this truth, white people know, you scholars know it, but you've hidden it from black people and hidden it from your own people. So if you know that you come from us, then maybe you would respect your root a little better.
Yeah.
And if we knew that you came from us, maybe we would respect ourselves a lot better. So it works for both of us. It's good to know the truth. The truth will make you free.
Is it your feeling that AIDS is a manufactured disease which has hit especially horrendous way among people of color, among African Americans, engineered by a white person?
It is becoming increasingly clear in medical circles that the configuration of that virus is not a natural configuration, but that it is a made virus. Now, this should not come as a shock to you because viruses have been used for years to get rid of unwanted and useless populations. I think General Amherst sent smallpox up in blankets to the Indians. And I think you will find that 100 black men in a Tuskegee experiment were injected with the most virulent form of syphilis and allowed to cohabit with whomsoever they would and never were to be treated for syphilis. This is reality. Now it was 400. Now we're looking at not only biological warfare, but we're looking at chemical warfare that is being used in crack cocaine and now in ICE being used on black and white. And I'm telling you, if America doesn't wake up, your country will be lost from within. You know, it's interesting how white folks sit here thinking that I have a reason to lie to you, as though you are so powerful and you are so wonderful, and I'm so ashamed of my words that I have to twist and turn. Please, you're not dealing with that kind of man. You're dealing with a man who means what he says and says what he means. Now listen.
Here's the Vice President of the United States speaking today in Nashville, Tennessee. Mr. Vice President, there is no doubt that Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction. There is no doubt that he is amassing them to use against our friends, against our allies, and against us. Time is not on our side. Deliverable weapons of mass destruction in the hands of a terror network or a murderous dictator, or the two working together, constitutes as grave a threat as can be imagined. The risk of inaction are far greater than the risk of action. Not long ago, this was February of this year, you had this to say about President Bush, possible attack on Iraq. Here you are, Minister Farrakhan, February this year.
President Bush does intend to go into Iraq. He's made you believe that Saddam Hussein is a terrible man. He's no more terrible than Bush.
Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to Blunt Saggy Tarot. My name is Robin, and Cap, today we're going to do a reading about the person on your mind. We're going to see what they think about you, what they're feeling about you, what you can expect from this person in the next couple weeks. So let's talk about the person you are thinking about the most. So spirit guides, this person that Capricorn's got on the mind, what do they think and feel about Capricorn right now? What does Cappy need to know? Please and thank you. Oh, we're getting a little oracle message here, Cap. Hold on, because I thought one flipped. I want to make sure here. And Kat, for those of you who are sons, I want to say happy birthday. I hope you guys are having a great birthday season. And my way of saying happy birthday is by giving away free birthday readings. So if you want to answer for a free reading from me, just like, comment, subscribe on the Capricorn videos that I post during Capricorn season. And I will be replying to the winners. You'll be told to send me an email to bluntsagitarot@hotmail.com. If you're told to go anywhere else, ignore it. It's not they're imitating me. So it's free reading. There's no money involved. So let's get into your reading, Cap. You know what to do if you want to enter. Let's talk about you. So we have the Sword and the Rose. Clarity, truth, revelation, passion, love call, talking, healthy choices, and heartbroken. So it sounds like the person that you're thinking about has a lot to say to you. I feel like you can probably expect a phone call or a text, just letting you know they're thinking about you, letting you know they want to talk. Let's see what they want to say. They're heartbroken. We'll find out about that heartbroken, but I feel like they're focusing on themselves a little bit here. Healthy choices, heartbroken. So there could be something going on in their life, and they're just trying to kind of recalibrate and balance themselves out. But let's see what this is, because I feel like they definitely got something to say here. These are all cards of talking, talking, and talking. So spirit guides, person on Capricorn's mind. What do they think and feel about Capricorn? What can Cappy expect? What do you want to say? Talk to the Capricorns. Please and thank you. We have the Knight of Cups, the wish fulfillment. Sorry, Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups. They sound so similar, but and the Three of Pentacles. So I think it's very clear. Damn, holy. Okay, look at all these cups, Cap. Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Person's got a lot of love for you. Let's see what you can expect from this person in the near future. What is this person going to do about these strong feelings for the Capricorn? So we have the Hanged Woman. We have the Empress, as always, in my Capricorn readings. And the Six of Cups. Wow. That's really good energy here. One more here. But then we have the Chariot in reverse. Interesting. And we have the Seven of Swords. Yeah. Your person is dealing with something there. I think that's, oh, I didn't mean to do that. So Death and the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Your person may have been inconsistent with you so far here, Capricorn. They may have been in and out. But they're coming to talk to you. They got something. They definitely have something to say. We're going to find out what they want to say. But if they've been distant or pulled back, they're hurting from something here. I don't feel it has anything to do with you. I feel like it's something else in their life. When it comes to you, You're their dream come true, their wish fulfillment. They see you as their soulmate. They want to court you, romance you. So very sweet romantic energy here with that Knight of Cups, but especially with that Queen of Cups. This person wants to nurture this partnership with you. That Three of Pentacles is all about creating balance and harmony together, right? It's about working together to create the perfect relationship. So they consider you the perfect match for them, but they're stuck. So we'll find out, because the Empress and the Six of Cups, damn, they know they've known you in a previous life. They want this with you. They see you as a full package, Cat. So husband-wife potential if you're already a husband or a wife. Sorry, if you're already a mother or father, they think you're a great parent. If you're not, they think you would be a great parent. But they see you as the full deal. Like I said, they think you're perfect for them. You guys are the perfect match. What is this healthy choices and heartbroken? The Seven of Swords here for Capricorn's person. What is that? What you want to say? The World and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You're putting an end to something with someone else here. There's a Seven of Swords, the Four of Cups and Judgment. So they're definitely putting an end to something with this Queen of Pentacles here. So it could be another Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or this could be like a mother figure or an aunt or some kind of friend. There's some kind of betrayal that they experience with this feminine energy here, Cap, and they're just trying to move past that. They're not quite there yet. They're still disappointed. So they're kind of healing, I think, before they can offer you any kind of commitment, any kind of serious partnership here, which I respect, because they're just making sure they're healthy before they come and, do this with you. But if you have not heard from this person in a while, you shall be hearing from this person in the near future. What do you want to say about all these talks, these conversations? What does Capricorn want to say?
Absolutely amazing.
Capricorn's person want to say to Capricorn? We got the Fool in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Lovers, yeah. And the Judgment. That's what I'm saying. They're cutting something out. They're going to let you know that they, the reason this hasn't gone forward, or the reason there's been a delay, or whatever that is, they're going to let you know. If Capricorn, this person thinks you're their soulmate. There's no doubt about it. The Nine of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Empress, the Lovers. So you're their soulmate. They know it. They have deep, deep feelings for you. Don't doubt that, especially if they pulled back or something. They're trying to cut that out. They're trying to heal. They're trying to get over that before they move forward with you. So what is the Chariot in reverse here in the near future?
Sis, you pick it up on that damn Taurus for sure.
Page of Wands. This is them coming to talk to you and tell you what Lovers. So in the near future, they're coming to tell you why this has not gone anywhere. Maybe why they haven't given you their full attention. Especially if they feel you're the Empress here. Like, why aren't they giving you their full attention? You should be like on speed dial or text dial. I don't know. Speed text on their phone. You should be the first person there. So they're coming to flirt. They're coming to talk to you. They're coming to tell you they want you. Look at all this yellow. This yellow means happiness on the inside. So they were waiting until they were healed, which I really think is great. So in the near future, there you are. And there they are. You could be dealing with another Earth sign here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But Cappy, they might even be a little obsessed. Maybe because they have to heal, so they're worried someone else is going to take you or whatever. But expect to get your love call. Expect to hear from this person. This person's going to tell you that they want to do this with you. There's deep emotions here. So let's get you a few oracle messages and we'll see how this call goes and where you guys are in a month or so. Because I feel like you're just sitting here sipping your martini, knowing this mofo's going to call you. And surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you're telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. And the caring connections. I feel like that's a message that has to do with overthinking. Sometimes when people pull back or they're not giving us the attention, our mind goes to the worst case scenario. So just remember to have faith, because look at the cards that are presented here. Like, this person loves you. What is the caring connection here for Capricorn and the person on their mind? The person they're thinking about the most here, guys? What do you want to say? Surprise. Oh, you're about to be surprised. So they might come bearing gifts. They might not just have a love call. They might actually show up. Or if you get together, they're definitely going to bring something for you. So expect the unexpected. This person's they're going to surprise you. Looking forward to see what that is. Hold on. So the hidden truth, I bury myself in work to forget about you. You are the best thing in my life. I'm so attracted to you. So can you just give us a little inkling? We'll grab this deck. This is the deck they want. Give us an inkling into the surprise. What is the surprise for Cap? What do you want to say about that? The Two of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Six of Swords. You're going to be surprised with what they're about to say. They are going to bring you a gift to move forward, kind of a gift and apology. Like I said, they're another earth sign. Their love language could be presents. They just like to shower you, spoil you, buy you things, take you out for dinner, wine and dine you. But the Wheel of Fortune is clarifying the surprise with the Two of Wands. So get ready. It's a good surprise. The Six of Swords is my spiritual test and transition card, right, Cap? So you guys are moving forward. They're going to want to move this forward, and it might surprise you because I get this feeling like there's options here. Oh, do you have other options? No, they're just making the choice to come and get you because they know that you're their soulmate. But again, this is the card of giving. Look at, they're giving a gift. So, woo, they're definitely attracted to you. So this person finds you sexy. There's the Eight of Swords. They're coming to tell you. They're not going to be holding back anymore. Okay, so let's see where you guys are in a month. Let's get your potential outcome. So when I say potential, there's always free will. You're going to make the choices you're going to make. And when I say outcome, it's where are you and this person in 1 month's time. So Spirit Guides, how's Capricorn and this person on their mind doing in a month? How does this conversation go? How are they feeling? What do you want to say about this? Talk to the Capricorn. So the Page of Wands in reverse. Precarious situation here. Whoa, you have the Emperor. You have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. You have the World in reverse. And one more here, and we shall get into it. Two more. There's the Six of Swords again. There's the Nine of Pentacles. What's with that? The Hermit in reverse. There's coming out of quiet. The Nine of, yeah, they've surrendered. Okay, so first let's note we have the Emperor and the Empress. This is a power couple. This is a married couple. These are two powerful people standing in their power. They know who they are, and they create the life they want. You know, they don't let other people influence them. This Page of Wands tells me that there was, there is a little bit of lack of communication, especially with that Hermit in reverse. But it could mean something was said that you didn't like. We'll find out. I do feel in a month or so, you're still single. You are not committed to this person, but I feel you're moving forward. You're optimistic. This isn't over. It never was over. And I feel like you're just kind of surrendering to what is. You're just going with the flow, moving forward, coming out of silence. But what's this Page of Wands in reverse? The King of Cups. And then, oh, that's them. Look at this, the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Did we have the Queen of Cups? We did. So we have the Emperor and the Empress, and we have the King and the Queen of Cups. Ooh, this is a power couple. This is your person, Kat. Whoa. And that's what I thought. This Page of Wands was them. They regret not telling you how they feel. They regret holding back. They regret maybe letting this block them or not telling you how they feel. They have sorrow about that. They're stressing a little bit. They might have even been up at night thinking about it. But with the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups, they want to be your man or woman. Whoever you are, they want to be your match. Like I said, you're the perfect match for them. Hangman in reverse and strength. They know what they want. And that's you, Peppy. And in a month, I see you guys moving forward. I don't see you committed. They are going to genuinely apologize too. So that's good that that card came out. So that's a genuine apology for me when the Judgment comes out. So they truly do feel bad about not telling you, but I felt like they felt like they were doing the best thing for them and the best thing for you. No point in entering a relationship if you're broken. So they truly felt, oh, I got goosebumps when I said that. So they truly felt like they were doing the best thing for the both of you, but I feel like they had a little bit of remorse about that. I don't think it's been easy holding back from you because look at all these power couple cards, right? So they're surrendering to their feelings. They're dropping their walls. You guys are moving forward. And you're working on this. You're very optimistic about where you guys will go and how you're doing. So Kat, that's what I have. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it benefited you. If you like my style, you want that free reading, you know what to do. Get yourself.
All right, so I'm getting collective. Somebody could be like sick over you, or they just, I feel like I'm hearing somebody's like cursing people out because they mad they're not with you. Okay, I feel like somebody been like cursing people out. Like they like everything is a problem because you're not with this person now. All right. So somebody's like stressed because you're not with them. All right. Yeah. I feel like too if somebody left you, they left you to go be with somebody else. All right. I'm getting this like their spouse, wife, whatever. Yeah, I feel like too. Yeah, I feel like wow, that's crazy. I feel like somebody could be in an abusive relationship where they're like fighting and shit. I feel like the woman is like beating on the man or some shit. Yeah, so I feel like now somebody miss you because they're like with somebody that's like beating the fuck out of them. Yeah, I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, wow, that's what they fucking think. They not a player. They just crush a lot. Yeah, I feel like whoever they with is beating the fuck out of them on some real shit, gang shit. All right, okay? I'm woo. Come on through, Most High, in this reading. Hallelujah. So I feel like somebody choose somebody else, and that person is like abusing them. So if you're like in a relationship or anybody, like, I mean, if you're with anyone or say you're talking to someone and they left you to go be with somebody else or they like left you, whatever, whoever they're with is stressing them out, like cheating on them or some shit, like somebody choose wrong completely, like somebody choose dead ass wrong. Yeah. somebody thought somebody's the one for them. They're not. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like now somebody's like stressed, like they need your energy. Yeah.
We can find out why we think the way we do, why we believe what we believe, and how from this source within ourselves has emerged a consummate ingenuity by which we have filled the world with an infinite variety of manifestations of one energy power. Actually, we start in by the problem of energy, because whatever is in there is active. It is like a cell or a battery. It has power in there. Now, this power itself maintains all the other functions, and in the body primarily keeps the activity of the heart going through the length of our lives. But this energy, however, is not necessarily the source of our opinions. It is rather the source of the machinery which makes opinion possible. There is also something else that seems to come out as we go along. There are two levels, apparently, of people. One of these levels is composed of persons who accept and obey the pressures of the environment without question. Whatever is done by others, whatever makes life more simple or convenient for themselves, they follow. Then there is another group, a smaller group, which does not accept these limitations, but strikes out to find expression or to solve problems that challenge the inner life. Now, the only place where the solution to the problem can be is within the individual. But most persons do not become aware of problem-solving powers, except to a very limited degree. So we start looking around, trying to find out how...
My dear viewers, welcome to this Taurus reading. This is a general reading for all Taurus, those of you that have Taurus within you, for January 2023. This reading is all about everything: your love life, your home life, your health life, your relationships, your money, everything that you need to know. And let's start with the most important impacts that will impact this January for all of you. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, and I'll just say one thing before I continue. I want you to know at the end of this reading, I will be finding out with who the star sign combination of the person that you are destined to be with January. So be aware, be mindful of that's coming. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is about a goal being achieved. You are going to achieve exactly what you want. Hard working is going to be paying off. And it can be that there is an earth energy like yourself, Taurus. You're an earth energy, and earth energy could be coming into your life. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn are all the earth energies. Let's see the other major impact. And there could be someone traveling or someone moving of earth energy. That could be another possibility. One more impact for January. Oops. And we have the star. The star is about your wishes, one of your wishes being granted. Your guardian angels bringing you happiness, bringing you balance, bringing you a lot of wishes being completed due to one particular wish being nurtured and being taken care of. Don't give up hope. Something wonderful is coming. Prepare to have one of your oldest wishes being granted to you. So I'm going to investigate and find out more about this. Let's have a look at the sacred forest and see what's the message for all Taurus for January. And it says leadership. You are going to take the lead. You are going to lead and be a leader. You might be offered a leading position. There's an ending to a chapter. Something is coming to an end and you are taking over. You are taking the lead here and you are going to be very prosperous. There might be a little bit of a challenge, but you'll overcome it. It could be connected to family, but there is leadership. You are going to be leading a very important factor, an important situation. Let's have a look at other major impacts that will impact all areas of your life. My dear Taurus, for January, we have a beautiful proposal. It could be a love proposal. It could be a work proposal. It could be whatever proposal it is. It's something you can't say no to because it is very caring, it's coming from a very good place for you, and it's for the best of the good, your good best. And now we've got this water energy. The King of Cups is someone of water energy that might be around you, helping you, someone caring and very considerate and giving you. Water energy being Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We'll find out more about this person. Then we've got the lovers. This could be, the water energy could be a lover. It's possible. It could be the person that's proposing a relationship or something. Water energy being Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and we'll find out at the end what star sign combinations there are. The lovers is a beautiful soul, someone you're connecting with on a very high level, someone that you need to make some decisions in regard. And we are going to clarify that card too. And then finally, wow, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. It's not the Wheel of Fortune. I'm just saying that. It's absolute wealth and fortune coming your way. The card of wealth and fortune, big money coming your way. Do look at your money reading and play the lotto or the lottery. Play the bare minimum. Continue until this wealth comes to you. Now, remember, there is a financial reading, your money reading that I do every month, and that the January one hasn't been uploaded yet, but it will be done very soon. So, my dear viewers, as I was saying, the card of wealth, all about abundance, and lucky lot of numbers are there for you to play with wisdom. They're located in the community section of this channel. I might have been repeating that twice, but just for those of you who are not aware. And you've got your money reading, which is coming. The January one should have some new numbers in it. But remember always to play the December 2021 and January 2022. Or you can toss that aside and just play lottery, a simple little lottery every month, but do it regularly. That's the main thing. Okay, so these are the major matters that you need to know. Now let's go through working out what everything is. Let's go to the Knight of Cups and see what this amazing proposition is all about. Well, it is going to, I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles here and the Emperor, which shows that you will be really decisive and not knowing what is the best course of action when this proposition comes. For some of you, it's a proposition of money or a better position, a better job. It might be connected to distance, where you are probably questioning should you or shouldn't. But there's information coming to help you make the right choice and make the right decision. And the money part of it, that might be extra money that you might think, okay, I could do this. This is worthwhile. Another factor is empowerment, control, power, being a leader, position. That could be the offer that you can't refuse. And another factor is that there could be a beautiful relationship with someone very much in authority, very much powerful, very strong. The Emperor is the energy of someone incredible, someone very nurturing. So that could be a possibility also of a relationship where you are going to be thinking, because the two is also connected to a relationship, thinking about what the best course of action is. The proposition can also be about a situation where you need to make decision as what is the best course of action for you, but you are going to be in authority, you are going to be in your power, so you'll be able to move forward without any doubt. Now let's have a look at the Knight of Pentacles and see what this energy is all about. It is reaching your goal, but at the same time, you are going to be given the power to move forward from this. There is the grief of loss of someone, grieving the loss of someone and a situation. But there is information, truth coming to light that's going to give you the go-ahead to be able to move forward with strength, especially if you are dealing with a situation with someone of earth energy or air energy, earth energy being Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, like yourself, Taurus, and then air energy being Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. There might be very strong earth energy here, which is yourself, Taurus, and there might be another earth energy, Virgo, possibly, or Capricorn. But the grieving of the loss of a situation is going to empower you to be able to take action with the truth. Let's have a look at the King of Cups. There's water energy here, very strong. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Let's see how that's impacting all Taurus. There could be someone wonderful, new, coming in your life. Yes, someone who's going to give you a lot of creativity or help you move forward. I see that there is a renewal of life for you. There's a lot of healing, a new chapter of life. You're rising again, being able to stand and be strong again. I feel like time for you to really rest and replenish from all that you have been you've been put through. I feel like the water energy is going to be a savior here. There might be someone that might give you a lot of happiness or a lot of advice that takes you to a lot of happiness. But a lot of happiness and a lot of justice and a lot of rewards are coming for things that you have done, for what you have been doing. A lot of healing is coming and abundance of rewards with the Judgment card. So rewards are coming big time. It's very important to know that. Now let's have a look at the Lovers. Let's see what is this decision that you could be making about this amazing person that you are dealing with. The Lovers is also, it can be about, okay, so there's a lot of truth coming, and there is some sort of truth that's going to help you, elevate you to the next level. You'll be able to see the path where you're headed, and all the facts will be in front of you, so you know how to move. There is the beginning of prosperity at the same time. So in regard to this relationship, the Lovers, I feel like you could be relocating. Some of you are relocating. Some of you might have someone relocate from your home due to a lover. But there are a lot of rewards coming your way, a lot of rewards from a great victory that you are having. You will be You'll be so much proud of what you have done. You've done well, and the universe is going to applaud you and give you a lot of rewards coming your way and great victory. It could be to do with your dominion, sacrificing your dominion. It could be to do with relocating, going to your foundations. Your dominion means your foundations, your territory, sacrificing it or moving to a better place or expanding, or literally either moving or somebody else might be moving. It could be also about travel at the same time. That is a possibility. Now, so it shows to me that maybe it's because of the decision of somebody could be moving to a better level, but you are taking the leadership and you have got the strength. You've got the Emperor and the leadership here to do so. You're able to move the way you want. You have got the power. Now, the other thing is the star. Let's have a look at the star and this one of your wishes that's going to be granted. Let's see which wish. Wow, the truth. The truth. There's a truth that's going to be revealed. It could be in connection to an air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. The truth that you've been seeking, you are going to find it. The moon has doubled up in your reading, didn't it? I did see it before. Maybe it was underneath what you don't see coming. The truth was going to be revealed, and your path is going to be clear. That is the moon showing you where you're headed, and you'll know exactly where you stand. And that's happening right after an ending, a very painful ending. It could be a very painful ending. I can see that there is regret with this ending. It isn't something it isn't something easy to handle. It could be the passing of someone. This could be something really sad and regrettable that's happening. But I feel like once this is over, one of your wishes is going to be granted and your path is going to be clear to move forward. Now, let's have a look at the end of a chapter. It's amazing. You got the tens there. Let's have a look at the 10 of wealth, the 10 of pentacles, of coins and money and power. Let's see what that one's all about. You are defending something you believe. There is the leaving, the 8 of cups, someone leaving not happy. There are choices, but you have to choose well. Very careful with your choices. You are defensive and taking a stand, putting your foot down in regard to something. Perhaps in regard to money or excessive spending or something else that you have been doing. And you're fighting for something you believe in. This could be a matter of somebody passing and a will. That could be a possibility. There could be a will. There could be someone passing and there could be a will and you're putting your foot down because a lot of truth is coming and you don't like it perhaps and you're fighting against that and you're fighting for your rights, defending what you believe in. There is a situation of commitment. Now, commitment and wisdom and spiritual growth and height. Something big is happening here. I feel like there is a major transformation that's taking you to the next level, a very high level in your spirituality. And that is truly incredible. I'd like to know more about the Hierophant in regard to the 10 of Pentacles, just a little bit more. I want to know what is this. Ultimately, it is going to give you the happy ever after, right after someone leaving with regret, a troubled situation, leaving. Again, there's that 7 choices. You have got choices, but I do see happiness is coming from all of this. And the commitment that I see here is also to do with someone that you might be committing to, because I'm seeing your emotional level is skyrocketing here, and the happiness, you got the 9 and the 10 of cups, extreme happiness and dreams come true and wishes and desires being established for you. This is magnificent, and this should be connecting you to the star, because the star is about your wishes being one of your wishes being given to you, and this is your desires and your wishes and extreme emotional fulfillment to the highest level. And then ultimately you've got the 10, happiness to the highest level. But when something awful is happening, where there's another 10 here, but you've got both of the good 10s, you've got the extreme happiness and you've got the extreme wealth, both together. This is magnificent and very bizarre. Bizarre, why? Because I'm seeing an ending is bringing forth your wishes and establishing something magnificent for you. So that's really bizarre. Okay, let's have a look at what was it that I needed to look at? Yes, I'd like to see what else the universe wants to tell you. Before I do these cards, I want to see what the butterfly spirit has to tell you for all Taurus. And it says, gracefully aging. For those of you who are gracefully aging, going through the aging process, feeling happy, accepting situations, retirement. It's all about aging very gracefully and being happy doing so. And the next one, for all Taurus, it says the end of an era, someone or something is coming to an absolute ending, an end of an era. That's incredible. So there will be a lot of rewards after this ending somehow. So please write to me and comment in regard to this, because I'm really curious about what this is. This is really intriguing, and it's very deep and it's spiritual. This is about spiritual. This could be about a leader or someone wonderful, or a great parent that might be passing on and leaving you a great amount of wealth. That is a possibility. Okay, let's see what this is. Peace. This is about being in peace. And yes, somebody could be passing when the dove is there. I feel like there are transformations bringing peace, and you're committing to peace. Peace is coming into your life, serenity and happiness. And again, for Taurus, one more. And it shows the deer spirit, which is, bringing on the gentle touch, being gentle and being calm and gentle at a time where there is an end of an era. So you need to be very calm and collective. Let's have a look at the message from these cards for all Taurus, for all. And they opened it up. It says, deep in your heart, you already know the truth. You already know the answer. Do what feels right. So do what feels right. You already know what the truth is and what the answer should be. Do what you feel is right. Let's have a look at the angelic cards and see 2 messages for Taurus for January. Okay. So we've got true love. True love is coming your way. This is romance. This is the romance of a lifetime. Remember that. The romance of a lifetime is coming. One more card for all Taurus. And it says your soulmate is coming. So it's not just anybody, because you've got the 10 of Cups, extreme happiness and dreams and wishes coming true. You've got true love, which is going to give you the extreme happiness and everything that comes with extreme happiness and wishes and generations of happiness. But knowing that it's your soulmate, it makes a big difference. The soulmate is the most incredible card, and it shows that you are going to be in grace, and they're really protecting you. Your guardian angels are going to grant you a wish. For those of you who wish to be with your, who have wished to be with your soulmate, it is your soulmate that is coming. And it's your soulmate that's going to give you the happiness that you truly deserve. And I feel with the soulmate card also one more thing, because you have the wishes and dreams coming true, your desires, emotional fulfillment to the highest level, of course, that would be with your soulmate. And that is beautiful. I love the soulmate card and true love, because true love is with soulmate. Now, let's have a look at the star sign combination of this true love and the soulmate. What are the combination of star signs that makes them, their characteristic and everything about them? That Taurus is going to be encountering probably January onwards, the truth. Oh, Sagittarius, fire, beautiful. We need 3 to 4 signs that will make the combination. Libra, Taurus, yes. Okay, I'll talk about each one of them in a moment. We've got another one that opened up, which is Gemini. Wow, 2 air energies and 1 fire, where Taurus is going to be with water. Okay, the water one just fell. I'll just grab it and I'll tell you all about this. Sorry, the people. Cancer. Okay, so let's talk about this combination. Sagittarius, Libra, Gemini. Libra and Gemini, air energies, and then we've got water energy, Cancer. Sagittarius, beautiful, hugging, loving, caring, hard worker, someone very deep and intelligent. Then we've got Libra and Gemini, both communicative, this person is going to be a communicator. You will love their wit, their fast, quick wit, Gemini. You'll love the romance and fair and justice of the Libra. You will adore Cancer, the water energy. That will be so supportive and flow so beautifully with you. What's beautiful about this combination of this person, water energy is depth and nurturing. Cancer is very nurturing. Childlike in a way, but very nurturing at the same time. Sagittarius, very lovable and very caring and very, sacrificial. Someone very, very deep and giving. Someone, very, very gracious in their way, in their manner. So you've got water and fire. Both will go spectacular on earth. They need earth to thrive. So they will need you as a foundation to thrive. And you will bring out the great, wonderful characters of Sagittarius and Cancer. You will do well. And earth is also air, both of the air, Libra and Gemini, they too need earth more than anything else. So the 4 signs that are within this person need you as a foundation. They will find within you everything they've always been searching. They'll find peace, they'll find understanding, they will find graciousness in Taurus. They will find that calm, collective nature that you are, Taurus, that independent and very highly intellectual. They will love that part of you where you have got wisdom beyond your age, and they will love every part of you, and they will thrive because of your existence. So that's why it is your soulmate. It's your soulmate that's coming. And now you know the combination. They've got Libra, Gemini, Sagittarius, Cancer. Incredible combination for you, Taurus. If you were not an earth energy, no, I wouldn't say they would go with you. But because you're an earth energy, each one of these signs, you are going to be giving them the foundation that they need. And you will be getting all the rewards from each one of them in their own way. These signs within this person are going to nurture you, and you are going to love. You are going to love the nurturing, the storytelling of the Gemini and Libra, the Sagittarius too.
What was that? Knight of Cups. I meant the Lovers in the reverse. You need to be aware of unexpected income. All right. So there could be some unexpected income coming in for tomorrow. Let's tap in, okay, and get a message for you guys. This is for all signs, all right. Let's see, what do you guys need to be aware of right now? All right. Let's see, what do you need to be aware of? Unexpected income, all right. So there could be some unexpected income coming in for somebody this week. Okay, for a main female. So main female, there you are, all right. You have somebody in their thoughts, okay? Or there's a main female that's in her thoughts. What are you thinking about? Ooh, imprisonment. Okay. A thief, imprisonment, high honor in the distance. So a thief could be going to prison in the distance due to your high honor, all right? Boy, okay. Boy, let's see what's going on here. Ooh, 1111. Spirit, what's the message here? Keep your thoughts high, collective. Moving forward, absolutely. Somebody know you're moving forward, or things are going to be moving forward for you. February could be very significant for somebody. Wow. So we got marriage and relationship. Somebody feel like a fool or a man for not marrying you or not being in a relationship with this main female, okay? Or for getting into another relationship here, okay? Yeah, because you guys are recovering. Somebody thought they could come back to you after getting in a relationship with somebody else. Like, what? Or marrying somebody else. Yeah, but you the one that's held in high honor collective. So make it make sense, please. Oh, boy. Let's see here, Spirit. What is the message for the collective? Okay. Yeah, so we got compulsive. So somebody did something too fast in 2021, or somebody did something compulsively. Yeah, and then something came to an end. They know that because they feel like they made a mistake.
He's made you believe that Saddam Hussein.
What's the night forward, or things are going to be moving forward for you? February could be very significant for somebody. Wow. So we got marriage and relationship. Somebody feel like a fool or a man for not marrying you or not being in a relationship with this main female, okay? Or for getting into another relationship here, okay? Yeah, because you guys are recovering. Somebody thought they could come back to you after getting in a relationship with somebody else. Like, what? Or marrying somebody else. Yeah, but you the one that's held in high honor collective. So make it make sense, please. Oh, boy. Let's see here, Spirit. What is the message for the collective? Okay. Yeah, so we got compulsive. So somebody did something too fast in 2021, or somebody did something compulsively. Yeah, and then something came to an end. They know that because they feel like they made a mistake. They did something too quick. Now it's like, oh my God, why did I do that? They was thirsty or something, or obsessed or something like that. With somebody, what else, Spirit? Yeah, this is definitely somebody that has some sort of internal struggle. Monster within, okay? They did not listen to their own highest advice or something. All right. I heard gluttony or greed could have been leading somebody.
Convent, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Am I tripping or not, Tarot? My name is Cockfrost, but you can call me the Ghetto Nun. So I am here to do Right Back Monday. Yes, I am. So we're gonna do another Inception reading, right? We tried before, we did it once, and I want to try it again. So basically, if you missed the last Inception reading, right? If you've seen the movie, you know the gist of what I'm saying, right? So when the top is spinning, this is a dream. This isn't real. Okay, whatever this is you're going through, it could be a hard situation, it could be a relationship, it could be sickness, which I mean, it could be real, but you know what I mean? Like it's not long lasting or something like that. If it's a sickness, that was probably a bad example to use, but something could be an illusion. You want to know if it's a reality, the top is not spinning. Oh, so right now the top starts out like this. It's not, we haven't done anything yet because we don't even know what you're questioning. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, but I feel like you'll get it once the reading starts. Okay. I do cuss in my readings and give no fucks about it. So if you do, please get the fuck on. I do start all of my cards upright in my deck. I don't believe in starting out with reversals because that's some bullshit. Also, I did pre-shuffle, but I did not lay any cards. Damn, okay. I did not lay any cards down just yet. We're going to do it together. Please keep in mind this may or may not resonate with your sign, or I don't know what's going on out there, G. Okay? I did get a card that said disruptions right before I started, so excuse them. I don't believe in starting out with reversals because that's some bullshit. Also, I did pre-shuffle, but I did not lay any cards down just yet. We're going to do it together. Please keep in mind this may or may not resonate with your sign or situation, nor do I give a fuck. Info for private readings will be below the video. Please take the time to check out our community board. It's like the farmer's market for all the nuns and high priests, where they have their businesses, purposes, gifts, etc., posted. If you'd like to submit your business for the bulletin board, please check the info in the description box below the video. If you find that the convent is not for you, please look for the nearest exit mark. Get the fuck on. Watch your head on the way out. Hit the alley. You'll be back in 2 London. Thank you to everyone for all the bookings, donations, likes, subscribes, comments, shares, purchases, and pledges to my Patreon. I love you. So I know the sequence was a little bit off, y'all, this weekend with Divine Masculine coming out first and the full reading. But literally, they told me to warn him first. So shit, I just listened, okay? But we back on, lightly down, the way we normally do the shit, okay? They told me a good example, instead of using a sickness, would have been like, is this my real friend? Is this person being a real friend, right? Or is this some bullshit, right? Then it would be spinning if this friend was bullshit. If it's a real friend, it won't spin. It's real, okay? This is the type of situation. So let's get started. First, I'm going to see what it is you guys want to know about. Like, what's the situation? My parents went away on a week's vacation and they left the keys to the brand new Porsche. Will they mind? Well, of course not. You may want to know if somebody's a thief. Did somebody really steal something? Or a kid is your baby. That's parents just don't understand. Damn, throwback. Shit, it's been a lot of throwback songs. The Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff. So yeah, you can want to know somebody really your friend. Shit. I mean, I don't know. We just using them as an example. I don't know. Shit. Let's see. Or is someone taking advantage of you? Because he said, "Will they mind?" Well, of course not. Like, did you ask? Like, no, but they won't. Like this, you know. All right. Let's see. What is it the convent wants to know? If it's real or if it's a dream? If this is an illusion? Level in the matrix, basically. Is that what this is, or is it real? Or what is the situation? These community. Is this where I belong? That's what this is. Is this where I belong? In this community, in this family, at this job, with this group of people? Community is giving me like 10 of Cups energy. Bees, honey, like yeah, like is this really like sweet? You know what I mean? Is this it's like you may be questioning yourself. Does this really make me happy, or am I just saying that? I feel like this is you, honestly. Yeah, 10. I feel like this is you asking, like, if you're happy, is this something you really want? Because, honey, I can't describe how good it feels inside, right? If we're going to talk about the bee, the honeybee, right? Says Mariah. It's almost like it's something could be overwhelming where you're like, shit, I don't know if I'm just high, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Just in a lustful energy. Am I just wanting to belong? Do I just like crave friends like a motherfucker? Like, what is going, like, is it me, Lord? right? Standing in the need of prayer. Lord, is it me? I feel like you're questioning yourself. Okay. Now we talking, because the first one we did, the first Inception reading we did, it was about love. This one sounds like it's gonna get deep, G. Okay. I'm trying to read what the cup says. I don't have my glasses on, damn it. Something about just be coffee. Yeah. I don't know. Am I really hyped up caffeine? Like, does this really excite? It's like someone's trying to, or the convent, right? This is collective. It's like you may be asking, like, do I just want this because this is what I'm used to being around? Or do I really want this? I feel like you're questioning yourself, convent. Like, am I dreaming, or am I like being realistic with myself? Yeah, I like how y'all think already, G. Y'all are willing to put an end to it if it is a dream. You don't mind doing it. Like, I just need to know, because you really just want to be happy. How can I love somebody else? Hit it, Mary. If I can't love myself enough to know when it's time to let go. Convincing, all I really want, this the mic, is to be happy. Yeah. And to find a love that's mine, it would be so what? Sweet, honey. Yeah. You don't mind, G. Like, if it's not that, then cool. I just want to know. Like, so you want to be honest. You want to make sure you're being honest with yourself. I like this already, G. Let's get started. Okay, boosties. Yeah, it's like I can move on if I have to. I keep hearing Luther Vandross with this card every time it comes out. Never too much, never too much, never too much. Boom, 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 boom. So somebody could be listening. I don't know. Music always come out in our shit. We like a big ass, pitch perfect ass motherfuckers up in here. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. Let's see what's up. Let's see if you are. So right now I have not spun the top. Okay. It's just sitting here. We'll know though in a minute. So I'll turn the top up or down to let you know, and you'll see. Okay. All right. Something about the writings on the wall though. Like, whatever you're saying is like accurate. I don't feel like you're delusional or anything. I feel like if anything, you're not giving something your all because you're not sure if it's almost like something may be reacting to you. So you may want to know, like, are these people bullshit? Like, do you talk to them though? Like, no, I don't. I go sit in the corner like, well, maybe that's why these people be treating you like bullshit. Something could be a reaction to something else. So be careful of that, if that makes any sense. It's like you could be antisocial, you know what I mean? And yeah, now the people on that bullshit, they don't want to fuck with you because you antisocial, but they weren't, something like that. So you could be, well, in that case, it wouldn't be sweet, but it could have been. Anyway, let's go. Give me some messages if the confidence tripping in regards to whatever community or group, family. This could be, I heard a club, so this could be like a motorcycle club. I want to say the hood, but if it turned that, yeah, you dreaming, get out, right? Some shit like that, but it's something like that. A society, a book club. I heard. I don't know. That's weird. Is drama at the book club? Okay. Okay. So what is this about? Okay. Oh yeah, Ascension card. So yeah, and the devil came out, and he is not welcome here. Yeah. So you want to know, is this God or is this the devil? Are these my spirit guides talking to me, or is this some old like negative shit? Is a motherfucker trying to play on my, top and shit? Or, like, am I going crazy, or am I really tapped the fuck in? That's what this is, G. So that's why I said this battle is between you and yourself. Some of y'all get high. This getting high than a motherfucker too. With the devil, I mean, this ain't even no weed, G. I don't know what y'all be taking. So some of y'all, yes, you are dreaming, okay? That would be a spinning for you motherfuckers. For others of you, you may be, I mean, shit. I feel like it's spinning for both. Even for the people who are wondering, like, is this like my spirit guides, or who is talking to me? Some of y'all are hearing voices and shit. Some of y'all, it is like because you're on drugs or whatever the fuck, or you're around like some dark ass people, and it's a lot of bad energy there. So yes, You dreaming like a motherfucker, but it's kind of reality because this is where you put yourself, right? Others that are not in that energy, it's kind of like it's battling, like some illusion is battling reality. So the devil energy, right? Illusion, because we know he's the author of confusion. And we know God is, you know what I mean, the one and only. Like, you know, had our Messiah ascend, right? We are ascending, enlightened people. So it is a battle out here. I feel like in you guys' case, that's real. You know what I mean? It's an illusion with the devil, but it's real when it comes to God. So it's kind of like this motherfucker all over the place right now. Like, I don't know. This could be a church as well, I heard. Like, man, these motherfuckers, they seem a little off, G. Yeah, something going on. And I don't like that the devil came out. When you're asking yourself, am I happy here? So why is he here? He like, for sure you happy here. Yeah, you happy here. You getting this, you getting that. You know what I mean? So something's telling everybody like this is what you want. And then there's a part of you saying like, no, this is not what I want. It's like a battle between yourself, G. I mean, shit. I don't even know how to put the top. That motherfucker willy-nilly right now. For real. This gonna be a toughie here. Some of y'all are wondering if like, am I feeling this way because of these people? Like, you are the light in a group full of demon time and shit, right? The devil here. You may be wondering, like, am I tripping, G? You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just paranoid, or maybe I'm just looking at. No, I don't know. You up, motherfucker. You awoke when the coffee comes out, right? This is people being awakened. What Folgers in your cup? You know what the fuck they say? Shit. Some percolating shit. The best part of waking up. Thank you. Yeah, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. But it's not the Folgers that's waking you up, G. So I feel like y'all are actually, and let's stick